huge term that, people have written books trying to explain what modernism is. In art, we really define it as these art movements that start in the 19th century in Europe, and it's a response to the Industrial Revolution, to increasing urbanism. This sense that the pace of life has increased, there are all these technological advances, and there's this notion of progress, and in art there also is this idea that artists should be original, that everything should be new. So American modernism, we're mainly in this exhibition looking at the 1920s and 30s, and you have American artists who for the most part have gone and had some European art training, and now they are interested in the same things that the Europeans are interested in terms of the modernity of modern life. They're interested in the art that they've seen in Europe and those styles. And in art, modernism, generally we think of things like flatness and abstraction in terms of the style that we emphasis on elements like color, form, line, this idea that you should preserve the two-dimensionality of the picture plane. In the Renaissance, there was an idea that a painting should be like a window on the world. So you get rid of that with modernism. You want to be honest about the two-dimensionality. So the Americans are interested in all of that, but they want their art to look specifically American. And so you get an interest in themes that are associated with the US, with the way the land looks, with inventions that are uniquely American. And so this exhibition is arranged to look at some of that subject matter. And one of the interesting things is that we have artists that are specifically looking at new things like urban scenes, but then also looking at rural, and so looking at traditional culture that is specifically of its place. And so we have an artist like Marsden Hartley, the painting on the wall behind me, made in New Mexico, showing elements from the Hispano and Native American cultures here, which he felt truly represented something that was indigenous and specific to the United States and not like what you would see in European modernism. So the other sections in the exhibition, I already said that we have urban and rural. There's also industrial and nature. And so industry, of course, was something very modern, but also the landscape was something very American. And so in New Mexico in particular, you had modernists who were coming out here that found this kind of flatness and abstraction already here in the adobe architecture, in the way the landscape looks, in the sort of pure colors you see here. So they were interested in all of that, but also this idea that no place in Europe certainly looks anything like New Mexico, so that it was really specifically an American place, and that was very important to them.